Let's start out with what we did yesterday. We talked about graphing lines, and we really talked about two different forms you could graph lines in. What were those two forms? Slope-intercept and standard. So slope-intercept look like this. That's the one everybody was most familiar with. M is the slope. B is the y-intercept. And then standard is where we use the cover-up to graph and find the places where it crossed the axis, the intercepts, okay? So today we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to analyze, do some analysis given different things to see if we can come up with the equations and the graph and the intercepts based on maybe just being given some points or just being given the graph or just being given something else. Did you leave something? Okay. All right. So let's start first with, let's say I give you 2 points. Given 2 points, I want you to write an equation of the line. Let's say I gave you the point 1, 2 and the point 5, 8. What can I do? No matter what form I'm in, I need what? I think you're saying, what did you say? That finds the what? The slope. I need to find the slope first. And to find the slope, we use that little formula from yesterday. We subtract the y's and we subtract the x's, right? So 8 minus 2 divided by 5 minus 1. 8 minus 2 is 6. 5 minus 1 is, and if I reduce that, I get 3 over 2. So that's telling me that I'm going to go up 3 and to the right 2. Yes? Okay. That's not enough for an equation though, right? We had those two forms. We've got mx plus b. So I would need a b. Or ax plus by equals c. So what's the easiest probably for me to use? The mx plus b. So if I put the slope in there, I have 3 over 2x plus b. How can I find out what that b is? I know somebody knows how to do this. Use one of the points that they gave you to plug in and solve for b. Which one's probably easier to plug in and use? The 1, 2? This one, the numbers are smaller. All right, so let's do it. Let's say y is, I'm going to use this point. Y is 2. X is 1. What's 3 over 2 times 1? 3 over 2. And I'm going to change it to 1.5 for y'all so you can see what happens. Now how do I solve for b? How do I get b by itself? Come on, guys. Subtract 1.5. I'm out of room here. What does b equal? What's 2 minus 1.5? A half. So B.
Any student that has not received books on the 100 hall may report to the book room at this time. Any student that has not received books on the 100 hall, please report to the book room at this time. Or if you need to turn in a book from the 100 hall, please come.
Okay. So now I just plug in what I know. I have M and I have B, so my equation is y equals M X plus B. Does that make sense?
No.
Which part doesn't make sense?
No.
The bottom part?
Yeah.
Okay, when we found B. So all you do, and you could have used either point, pick one of these 2 points that you started with. Okay? Let this be X and this be Y. And you plug it in for these two.
That's it.
When you plug it in, then you get B by itself. Because in my equation, I need to have a number for M and a number for B. So I had to find out what B was.
All right, what do you get now after? That's all we need.
When you, okay, so 3 over 2 times 1 is 1.5. Okay? When you subtract that from both sides, 2 minus 1.5 is 0.5 or 1/2. What if I wanted this same equation? So I've got y plus 3 over 2x, or y equals 3 over 2x plus 1/2. What if I asked you to write that in standard form? I would have to subtract, I would have to get the x and the y on the same side because that's what standard form looks like. So this is slope-intercept, and I'm saying this because I'm going to give you a sheet in just a minute where you're going to have to manipulate the equations. All right, so slope-intercept, if I put it in standard, I'm going to move this one over. Now there's nothing to add it to, so if I can't combine it, I write it. So I got negative 3 over 2x plus y equals 1/2. Is that standard form now? Sure. AX plus BY equals C. Standard. So I'm going to put you a note here. Slope-intercept, you solve for y. It should be y equals. Standard, you get x and y together. Tell me this, if I gave you, if we figured out this equation, and let's do a little bit easier equation to start with. Let's say I had y equals 2x minus 1. And I asked you to fill in the t-chart. How do you do that? What do you do? You plug in each one of these here to find y. Okay? Some of you may have done these t-charts where you did the work in the middle and then wrote the y off to the side. And if you want to do that, that's fine. But for instance, when x equals negative 1, then I would plug that in. 2 times negative 1 minus 1. Does that confuse anybody? I just plugged it in the equation. So this is negative 3. How about the 0? You try the 0, tell me what you get. Close. Well, you get 0 for the first piece, but then you have to subtract 1, so you get 2 times 0 minus 1.
And don't, when you put it in the calculator, they give you all that?
Yeah. And then when x equals 1, 2 times 1 minus 1 is what? 1. One last thing, and we did this a little bit yesterday, but I want to make sure you can still do it. When you find the intercepts, it's set up a little bit different on this sheet because I want you to start making a little bit of a connection. When I'm in, I think this is the same one we did, close to it. I'll change it up a little bit, like this. If I said find the intercepts, how would you do that? Excuse me. Well, the x-intercept and the y-intercept. I want to find both, not just one. Plug in 0. So to find the x-intercept, we plug in 0 for y. Or essentially we cover that piece up, right? But maybe we're not always in standard form, so we need to know that what we do is put a 0 in for the other variable. So now 2x minus 3 times 0 equals 12. This is just 0, so what does x equal? So this intercept is going to be 6, and we're going to write it as a coordinate point now. 6, 0. That is the x-intercept. How about the y-intercept? That's exactly right. Now the x is 0, so it's 2 times 0 minus 3y. Watch that sign. When you divide by -3, you get what? -4. So the coordinates of the y-intercept, this time it's y, so it's 0, -4. Does that make sense to everybody? I know that's a little bit fast. It's kind of what we did yesterday, just looking at it a little bit differently, putting everything together.